All right, yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my reaction gamers? Chat, I know this is going to be a heavy, heavy topic. I also just reached 500 subs, so we might actually lose some of those here because this is a very serious topic. And honestly, I try to avoid it, but I feel like something like this, eventually you have to talk about it, right? Especially if you're commentating and talking about stuff. I like talking about things that I think are happening, and this thing just was so huge it affected everything, and it affected everything, and it even affected the games industry. So it is something that I would like to talk about. Chat. I don't really want to know what your political affiliation is or anything like that. I will not be giving you mines because I don't really have one. I'm mostly on a case by case basis because that's how I feel like it should be, right? Why would you solely follow one group? I'd rather just like I'm very much a work alone kind of person, so everything I don't join groups like that. I just tell you what, if you ask me a question, I'll probably answer it, right? But this is about the unfortunate assassination of Charlie Kirk, who I witnessed. I didn't witness it. I saw it on Twitter when I saw that I heard that it had happened to him. I didn't know it was gonna be that graphic because it was just so quick, right? It was in the middle of him talking. It was like a 10-second video, and it happens before you're even able to really react or know what happened. But let's get into this Shoe0nHead video, which I hear this video gets really heavy, which is why I really want to tell you guys. You know, I might even put a warning at the beginning of how heavy this video is. So let's keep going.
On September 10th, Charlie Kirk was giving a talk at Utah Valley University, and out of nowhere, he was shot dead live in front of a bunch of college kids, in front of his wife and his 2 children.
Jesus.
And I don't think the country is ever going to be the same. Not only because of this horrific tragedy, but because of everything that followed. The dark, disturbing realization that we may not be on the same page as our coworkers, classmates, friends, neighbors, doctors, when it comes to the issue of murder. I was crashing out on Twitter.
So I myself don't. I actually wasn't at work for the time that this had happened, right? When this actually happened, I was sick. I had COVID. I was sick, so I was in bed, and I heard that there was an argument about this at work. Usually I'm always hanging out after with my friends. We're just hanging out in the parking lot and stuff like that, and I heard like an argument, not like a debate broke out about it, and I wasn't there because, like I said, I was sick. But it made me sad to hear that some of my coworkers actually thought that they were happy that, you know, something terrible happened to Charlie. And I didn't expect that because I work in the ghetto. So I didn't really expect people to know things about this or have strong opinions like that. But it was sad. It was sad to hear, right? I know. I'm glad to hear that my boy, like my homie, who I've been friends with for a few years from work, he also thought that this was tragic and he could see reason, and that was something that made me happy because, you know, I usually know how to pick them, right? The streets raised me to know how to pick people.
A few days ago, just stream of consciousness posting about it with run-on sentences and everything. 4 days later, I have a clearer head, but I still feel the exact same way. So we are going to talk about what happened, we're going to talk about the aftermath, and then we're going to get a little personal, because frankly, I don't see the country the same anymore, and I know a lot of you feel the exact same way, so we're going to talk about it after we talk about everything else. Charlie Kirk was not a healthcare CEO, he was not a powerful politician, and let me be 100% clear, I'm not saying this to say that it's okay when those people are murdered. My point is that those are positions of power that most people cannot relate to.
I might actually break out into a WWE promo. Like, I have so much that I want to say, but he was just a guy, right? He had no more power than you or me. He was just a dude who went and talked to people. When has that ever screamed danger or screamed that this man needed to be stopped because he was talking to people who were on college campuses and were voters and were probably learning and trying to discover themselves, and he just wanted to, teach them a different way. And that was someone that people thought was just dangerous. He's just a guy. That's probably the saddest part, is he's just a guy.
Like, the average person is just so far removed from that world. But I think what happened to Charlie is hitting differently because, like I said on Twitter, he was just a fucking guy. He was a fucking podcaster. He was a guy who talked about politics. He was a guy who had conservative beliefs. Not everyone knows a billionaire CEO or a powerful politician, but they do know somebody with conservative beliefs. They know somebody who holds some or many of Charlie Kirk's opinions. Because despite what people in their little bubble believe, his core ideology and what he believed is the same shit like your conservative boomer uncle on Facebook posts. You can only disagree with this if you are unfamiliar with Charlie Kirk, or you are unfamiliar with the many different branches and different ideologies of the right wing. Now,
I didn't know a lot about Charlie, right? I did see I did see a lot of his memes, right? I did see the prove me wrong meme. A lot of people, people take that and make it into a joke, which is fine. They'll say, "Oh, tomboys are the best. Prove me wrong." And that was probably my favorite meme. I love that meme. But I didn't really know a lot about him or his worldviews until after he passed, which I don't know how I feel about that. Do I agree with a lot of what he says? It really depends, right? Like, like I said, I am a case-by-cases kind of person. There are some things I do agree with him with, and then some things that I don't, right? Like, it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter.
don't get me wrong, Charlie Kirk had many bad takes over the years.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the two most popular quotes I see people posting are the one where he advocated for stoning gays and black women are too stupid to be pilots. But guess what? Both those things, the two
Those are out of
most
context.
popular quotes people are posting to justify this guy being murdered, are out of context.
What a surprise.
But idiots like Stephen King ran with it, then later had to apologize for spreading misinformation about...
I apologize for saying concerning gays. What he actually demonstrated was how some people cherry pick biblical verses. I'm glad that Mr. King eventually came around, but I'm trying to stay composed, right? I'm not trying to let it all out. I'm not trying to fly off the handle and pop off at the mouth, but it's like I hate seeing people's responses to this because he's just a guy, man. Let's just keep going.
A dead man. These people will build a straw man of you in their minds. They get so fucking mad about it that they celebrate the real you dying. Horrifying. But more importantly, even if everything was in context, who cares? Oh, he said this. Oh, he said this. I don't care. There are many things he said that I disagree with. There are many things he said that I think are bad. Who cares? It is just a fact that nothing he said warranted his life being taken away. This is America.
Not.
We have freedom of speech here. Unless you criticize a certain country, but for the most part, we have freedom of speech here. So after detaining not just one wrong guy, but two wrong guys, the FBI finally got the shooter. Only because his own father turned him in. I guess they were just too fucking busy not releasing the Epstein files to catch a political assassin. It was this ass demon, Tyler Robinson, 22 years old, another irony-poisoned Reddit shooter who wrote a bunch of memes on the bullets, including "Hey fascist catch" and
"Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this question mark?"
I hate it here. I hate everything about this place.
I fucking hate it here. A lot of people were saying that the shooter was a groiper, which is a far-right fan of the streamer Nick Fuentes.
Is that what that word is?
I have no fucking idea where that came from. I'm gonna be so honest. I have seen no actual proof of this. And it doesn't make sense because someone further right than Charlie Kirk wouldn't call Charlie Kirk a fascist, and they wouldn't say he was hateful. Their proof is that the shooter once dressed up like the Slav squat meme from 2012, And they also found a separate meme of Pepe the Frog dressed like the Slav squat meme.
Great. You guys, or those people specifically, not you, Chad. Those guys are great researchers. It's no wonder Charlie ran circles around these people. You can't do research, you can't find answers, and you just run with the first thing you hear. Honestly, I could probably out-debate these people, and I suck at debating, and I know basically next to nothing compared to someone like Charlie, but it's like, bro, you guys kind of make it look easy, I'm not gonna lie.
Therefore, the shooter is a groiper. That is like seeing a photo.
That sounds like a fish. Isn't that like a fish? It does sound like a fish, actually.
Of the shooter dressed like a clown, and then seeing this image of Pepe the Frog dressed like a clown, and then being like groiper confirmed. What is the connection? The shooter didn't even post
I don't even
the
know.
Pepe image. Like, where did the Pepe even come from? Just a bunch of liberal boomers not understanding memes. The other thing I saw was the shooter had Republican parents, and therefore the shooter must be Republican, which is just funny because we all see what these people say about their Republican parents every Thanksgiving. But I guess we'll see. It's September 14th when I am recording this.
As of my recording, it's September 19th. I mean, even within my family, I feel like I have different views, right? Because my parents are immigrants, so they'll have different views, and they come from a more conservative culture, so we will have differing opinions. Even though my mom leans to be more, is the word liberal? I don't even know what the word is. Like, a lot more open about stuff, but like insanely, like, she hates weed. My mom is so against weed, it's insane. And things like that. Like, my parents, obviously, because if you guys don't know, I am Mexican. My parents are immigrants from Mexico. Sorry. So yeah, I'm pure-blooded.
So maybe.
Sorry, I know I shouldn't be making jokes, but it's just it's hard to turn it off, and honestly, just trying to. It's kind of like my contribution, trying to making things a little better, trying to at least try to make someone laugh or be happy.
More things will come out. Editor Shoe here, more things came out.
There
Definitely
it is.
not a groiper. At the end of the day, he could have every single one of my or your opinions. It ultimately doesn't matter. One person may have pulled the trigger, but then we saw the reaction of many.
We think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
And it's a fat bitch with a nose piercing. You never would have guessed that this was the person that would have been happy. Oh boy.
Nothing to do with.
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but
Nice, hey, nice nose piercing.
I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah.
I do not.
Yeah, nice haircut. Do they make it for men or?
And I will not ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
I just heard that someone
She had the crazy eyes. Is that? Oh God, that's weird.
shot Charlie Kirk?
You look like that one rapper. Is he a rapper? I don't know. He was on the Impulsive with like the bowl cut. That's what you look like. Nice mullet.
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
Homie dead.
Yeah.
Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck.
I don't know why they say we like they had something to do with it.
Heard someone got shot today.
There's a lot of these. How many are there? Jesus Christ. It goes on for a little bit longer. For like another entire minute.
Stay alive out there.
The sympathy for Charlie Kirk is weird. You don't have to like violence, but I'm confused as to how you thought the revolution was going to be magically bloodless.
I've been saying we need to
Well, there's never gonna be the revolution that you think it is. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's gonna be a revolution, but it's probably not gonna be the one that you think it is. Here's something that I have never figured out, and I have been trying to think about it a lot more lately, especially because of this happening and seeing a lot more people become more conservative and Republican after this. As someone who doesn't, right, I have no ties to any political stuff, so I feel like I have a unique view to just see from the outside in. So this happened to Charlie, right? What was the next step of the plan? This is what no one has asked or answered. Did you just think that, okay, you got rid of Charlie, now everyone is going to magically join our side? Like, we all saw it. A lot more people were disgusted by it than happy by it. So tell me how this was supposed to help you and didn't just completely screw over your side, because now you guys are going to have to answer for this. And you guys are showing the answer being laughing and celebrating this, so you lose even more people. I don't understand what the end goal was. Like, you have to think these things through, and you didn't. And this is an like, if someone jumped him, sure, right? You could probably make an, oh, well, he's just, you know, he probably just got a bunch of bumps and bruises and blah, 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 blah. Or, oh, we ran him off of campus, so now we look better. But this man is gone. There's no undoing that, right? And as someone who has witnessed gun violence, like, that's permanent. There's no whoops. Anyways, come join us. Like, that's, I think we're beyond that point.
back political assassinations. I don't feel bad, and I don't think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. I think some people should be afraid to express their opinion in public.
I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one.
Man, that did not age well at all. Which you probably also won't age well, but that's neither here nor there.
It will impact few. It's just great.
There are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
What the hell is that?
I saw the video before they even put out the confirmation. There was no chance that he made it through that. This wasn't the one we were hoping for, but a welcome surprise nonetheless.
I'm surprised that y'all didn't get rid of him sooner. And I'm surprised that you guys aren't getting rid of more people. Like, don't stop with him. Don't let him be the end dog. Get rid of them all. His wife.
I mean, obviously, because these people have never faced consequences before, and it seems like it, chat. It really does seem like the people who are celebrating this have never been through an actual, like, I don't know if the word is tragedy, but have never had tragedy in their lives or had to recover from something and witness something terrible. Obviously, like I like to say it as a meme, right? The streets raised me. I've been on the block, you know what I'm saying? I'm with the homies all the time, but like, it's hard to wonder how these people grew up where they think that this is okay. Like, they probably had, you know, Clarence's parents probably have a really good marriage, right? There's no such thing as halfway crooks, blah, 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 blah. And the worst part about it is seeing them be so blatantly comfortable saying these things on the internet without covering their face. Obviously, I'm a VTuber, but like I grew up at a time where if you talk slick about someone, they're gonna see you. Like, you have to see them right after, right? Whether it be after school or wherever it be, you're gonna have to see that person, and you're gonna have to either stand what you believe and fight, or you get punked and get slapped around. And this is just wild to see that kids these days are just so blatantly comfortable. And I don't even want to say kids. Some of these people are like grown-ass people who should probably be more worried about their employment than this.
Deserves to go too. Y'all keep on talking about his wife and kids. They need to go too because they're carrying on that mentality and that lineage. Like, get rid of the whole family. I'm so sorry. Why did you guys stop with him?
There were thousands of videos like that. Some of these people posting with their full names and faces, with hundreds and thousands of likes. Thousands of tweets celebrating it, with 500,000 likes. And it's important to remember that all of those likes are a real person. Millions of people in this country apparently believe the acceptable response to speech they don't like is murder. This wasn't just a bunch of fringe blue hair SJWs or whatever. They were teachers, professors, doctors, HR workers, healthcare workers, nurses, pediatricians, people who work with kids, people's classmates, roommates. They are teachers showing our children the gory, horrifying video of Charlie's murder on repeat. The hippy-dippy "in this house we believe" shitlib mask was ripped off, and underneath was nothing but psychopathic bloodlust. I have seen people on the right celebrate the death of people they disagree with. I've seen it. I remember Heather Heyer in 2017. But I also remember the whole internet, left and right, coming together to disavow and mock the few dozen people from Stormfront who were celebrating her death. This is different. It's never been like this before. It's never been this much. It's never been this brazen. Normal people have to log into like an alternate Twitter account where they can post their more unorthodox opinions. And these people are out here, full face, full name, like, hell yeah, murder. What? The smug, unearned confidence these people have to be openly sociopathic with their full name and face because they live under the pathetic delusion of being on the right side of history needs to end. They will blame you for your death.
I think this is probably the most important thing that I have learned is that anyone who says the word "I am on the right side of history" has probably never been on the right side of history, and all they are is someone who's being hateful and just wants to, how do I say this? They're just trying to, I don't know, justify it to themselves with the dumb and hateful things that they're doing. And they say, and I don't, and you know who I mean, right? Like people who cancel people or call people Nazis or fascist and all these words that they don't know what they mean, right? People are using these, like I said this in another video, people are using these words like you're a child who just learned how to cuss. So you're just saying it all the time, right? If a kid learned the word damn and they're just like spamming it on repeat, damn, 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 damn. This is the same kind of mentality that these people have when it comes to the words like Nazi and fascists. Like, I think I've seen people call Leaflet a Nazi, and it's like, she's Japanese? Like, aren't those people like mostly white supremacists, like blue eyes, blonde haired advancement kind of thing? And it's like we're not that. I like white girls. You know what I'm saying? I think they're fine. I mean, by fine, I mean like they're fine, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that. And I'm sure, I mean, no one's called me that, right? But I don't think anyone's ever called me that, right? I've never been called a a grifter or anything like that, which they also don't know what that word means, but still.
Because words are violence.
I'm sorry I'm like all over the place. I'm trying to, I haven't really processed this, right? Because when it happened, this is going to sound silly, and right, I'm really sorry that this might derail a little bit, but as this happened, right, I had been up late night, like crying in my bed and like being a little sad and depressed the night before, because on the 9th was actually the day that Haru Urara, the real horse, passed away. And a lot of people were immediately making fan art, and it was some of the most beautiful fan art. So I was like up really late as that news came in, and then I woke up again after still trying to, you know, process what happened to our beloved daughter, and then this happened, and I had to watch it. And then I watched it, and the way that I'm trying to describe this is something that the way that I feel like I would describe this event is this is an event where we all, for a brief moment, because we're all terminally online, right? A lot of us are mostly online, where it became real, where we're back to reality for a split second, because despite all the arguments and the back and forth, someone really lost their life, and we like all crowded around him, and it was such a horrifying and awakening moment that brought us back to reality, and it was such a numbing and awful feeling, and I can't imagine what his family is going through.
Or violence, so them killing you is just self-defense. That's why they're using Kyle Rittenhouse as some kind of gotcha. Oh, if you don't condone political violence, why do you support Kyle Rittenhouse? They fundamentally don't see the difference between killing someone over speech and killing someone over self-defense, because these are the same things to them. Also, I'm going to be the one to point it out, because of course I am. I saw nobody else do it. Why are most of them women? Most of the people celebrating are women. Like, it's a good, like, 80-20 ratio all over the internet. What is going on, ladies? Basically, the whole country is shook because last year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of a president, and this year they realized how many people would celebrate the murder of them. At the end of the day, this is all the inevitable conclusion of the punch a Nazi thing from, like, 2017. Do you guys remember that? We always knew it was a slippery slope. That's why we were against it. And they always say this dumb shit, like, if you don't want to be called a Nazi, stop being a Nazi. Even a congressman...
The thing about that is that it's kind of impossible to stop being that, because we don't call ourselves that, right? We're not being that. We don't see ourselves as that because that's not what we are. But now we have to defend ourselves against something that we never said that we are. And you're the arbiter, and you're the person who is going to give us a pass, which is why, like I said once, that, you know, when they're like, oh, men have to prove themselves to do blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to prove myself because I don't answer to you, and I don't, if I have your approval or I don't want it. If you don't want to give it to me, I probably don't want it, right? Like, I can only be me, and if being me makes you think of a Nazi, one, again, I'm Mexican, and two, you probably need to learn what that word means. And, like, probably yesterday you needed to learn that. You probably didn't pay attention in history. I did. I loved history. History was great. I love history. It was probably the only subject I did well in school. I just love the Roman Empire.
From my state, New York, was like, oh, if you want to stop being called a fascist, you should stop being a fascist. Yeah, that's great. Except you've called everyone and their mother a fascist and a Nazi for the past, like, 15 years. And I see a lot of progressives in my audience like, Shoe, you're not like Charlie Kirk. You're not a fascist. Here are all the things I have been called Nazi, fascist, reactionary for over the last few years. Would you like to see? I have been making this list since 2023. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's just read this together real quick. Mocking/criticizing pop feminism. Believing adults can do whatever they want. Being pro-free speech. Being liberal. Talking to people I disagree with. Being friends with people I disagree with. Following people on Twitter.
That's probably the biggest thing, is not being friends with people you disagree with. Bro, I don't understand why you wouldn't disagree with, like, you agree with people all the time, 100% the people around you. You're just a bunch of, like, seagulls, like seagulls from, like, Finding Nemo. Mine. You guys all agree and just, like, repeat the same thing over and over again. That sounds so insanely boring.
disagree with, supporting Bernie Sanders, that one came from the right, being registered independent, criticizing Joe Biden, criticizing the Democratic
Sleepy
Party,
Joe.
not being attracted to feminine men, not hating men in general.
What? Being not ugly. Why is being not ugly one of them? Is that why they're doing that to our games? This is why I play Chinese games. They never let me down. Not hating men in general. I agree. Maybe that's why most of the people that came out and talked about it were women. And they're the ones who, like, drive that narrative. Not hating men in general. Not being attracted to feminine men. I mean, listen. Not everyone's gonna like me, dude. Not everyone's gonna like a twink. Wearing fake eyelashes. Are you 5? Saying there's an obesity epidemic in America. I mean, that's just true.
Criticizing Canada's MAID program, not taking the COVID vaccine, criticizing the FBI.
I mean, as someone who's had it 3 times, around the time that I had the vaccine kind of made the second time go a little bit easier, but like I guess it wore off because I got it like last week and I passed out for 3 days, which is kind of like how the original one hit me. So I guess it like ran out. I don't know. Maybe I lost that buff.
Criticizing the CIA, believing the CIA killed JFK, using an American flag backdrop for my videos, saying elite.
Is that? Oh yeah. I always thought that there was like a one-time thing for like some of her bits. I never realized it was there the whole time. She's pretty. I stare into her eyes. Sorry. Go ahead.
Saying working class, saying based, making a joke about Joe Biden eating.
I've never gotten to the word based. I'm starting to say it more now, though.
Ice cream, making a joke about Pete Buttigieg being born in a test tube.
That's pretty funny.
Making jokes in general, being cis, being white, being a woman, being a.
That's my checklist, by the way, for the women that I look at: be cis, white, and a woman.
Cis white woman, telling someone to take a shower, not being anti-gun. No.
And it's like you're seeing this list, and I don't know how you can see this list and be like, yeah, I think I want to be a part of these people. Bro, I'm not taking your purity test, right? That's just so dumb. And it's like, I don't know. This is so mind-numbingly stupid. And they're so serious about it too. That's the funny part. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Not being fat, being monogamous, liking Huey Long, celebrating the 4th of July,
I like
supporting
fireworks.
Assange, criticizing the movie Cuties, praising the movie Sound of Freedom.
That I don't know why people. Oh, there's even another one under that. I'm blocking it, but you could see the kind of the word right here outlined. I definitely don't want to be a part of this side now.
Freedom, being
I'm good,
against pedophilia, being against the destigmatization of pedophilia, being against children watching porn, being critical of kink at Pride, being against children performing at drag shows, not being racist. I swear to God.
Ooh, you lost me right there on that one.
Being a class reductionist, saying biological sex, mocking people for debating the ethics of necrophilia.
What the hell does that mean? I don't want to believe this, but I know that she's not lying. That is some of the dumbest.
My username, owning a pet rabbit, questioning the Bush administration's involvement in 9/11, growing up in a.
I mean, that's just those right there, and then the JFK thing. That's just a conspiracy theory, right? Like everyone, like you're allowed to believe conspiracy theories. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I mean, maybe it was the mob who did JFK, and who knows? Like, nobody knows.
Catholic family, eating meat, wanting to get married.
Does that mean that they're against Mexicans? Because Mexico is like super Catholic heavy.
Wanting to have children, being married, having children, being at January 6th to interview people, saying it's okay if someone
funny.
doesn't want to date a porn star, not wanting to do.
I wouldn't do that. Sorry. I like, and I've had a friend who has started doing OF. And I think they stopped, but it's like I don't think I could do it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm a very jealous person, so I have a reason. I just mentally couldn't. I can't. Like, people are like, "Oh, you mentally can't handle it." I can't. You're right. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm a very jealous person, so I wouldn't be able to handle it.
OnlyFans, criticizing Kanye West, criticizing late-stage capitalism, criticizing the billionaire class, criticizing Israel, criticizing eating the bugs, criticizing a fashion company for being creepy.
That's funny.
Oh, remember that one. Supporting nuclear energy, parentheses.
What? Shout out to Hoyoverse. They just made their own nuclear energy thing.
It's toxic.
I don't know how a gotcha company did that, but they did it. It's for their servers. It's kind of nuts.
Masculinity, supporting TikTok tradwives, supporting
They were hot.
low-income households, supporting UBI, supporting farmers.
No, it's USB.
Supporting truckers, not celebrating October 7th.
Gotta be a union, man.
Supporting Palestine, not liking brutalism, saying colorblind anti-racism was good, wanting to date someone who has a good relationship with their parents, not liking Indian food, saying men and women are different but complement
I kind of like Indian food. I only had it once, right? I only had like a bite from my sisters. I never really had a lot of it.
each other, being followed by JD Vance on Twitter, saying
kinda
Hillary
funny.
Duff is cool,
That's really
making fun
What's wrong with Hillary Duff?
of Reddit, and for Asmongold reacting to me.
Oh God. And I just R.I.P. to Papa Asmon. I'm really sorry, Asmon. I know that is it's been a terrible week, but I hope you're doing okay, Asmon.
Criticizing American imperialism, wearing a bow in my hair, liking VTubers.
Well, I'm a male VTuber, so I don't think I count, right? Like they don't like counting us. Yeah, I guess.
And now being anti-death.
Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi. And you know...
That's not how that works. I don't know why you just yelling it at the top of your lungs makes you think that it makes it true. You're like a child.
What kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one.
I am a better person than you for celebrating the death
Nice nose ring.
of a Nazi. And actually, it's pretty weird that you're not, and simultaneously asking people to have empathy for the Nazi.
Nazis have children and families.
Still not a thing.
Right? But Nazis also...
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, let me find a tab over here. What? A member of the far-right Nationalist Social German Workers' Party. Is that even still a thing? Is the far-right... is... Like, you guys are saying this like this thing is still around. Like, this is specifically for a party. Right? This was abolished in 1945. It's 2025. It's not around, brother. Am I the one? Is it wrong? Is it because I noticed? Is it wrong because I'm thinking? Is that where I'm in the wrong? Is that I decide to think about these things and like I actually know history? And it's like it was a party, brother. For Germans. I don't think Charlie was German. He's American. That boy, red, white, and blue through and through. That boy had whenever Charlie entered the room, an eagle would screech in the distance. Like, that's how American he was. He's not German.
Also get shot in the neck.
They don't kill you because you're a Nazi. They call you a Nazi so they can kill you.
I think
now,
that's
I'm
probably
going to talk about my personal feelings of the situation because I know a lot of you can relate. I know a lot of you have been feeling the exact same way. So I will try and put it into words for you. I have friends who were friends with Charlie Kirk, but I didn't personally know him. We follow each other on Twitter. I've been to the TPUSA Amerifest in 2021. I actually went there planning to make a video making fun of it, but I had so much fun and met so many friends that I'm still friends with to this day.
Okay, I'm sorry. It looks like a WWE event, and that's kind of cool. Like there's so much red, white, and blue. I'm expecting Cody to come out.
So that video never happened. I disagreed with him all the time. You can literally go to our Twitter interactions.
Cease.
I was always correcting him about, like, Bernie Sanders. I made an egg look like his face. It is safe to say I was no fan. But this has really shaken me in a way that I absolutely did not expect. These last few days after what happened, I kept going to every single, like, lefty, liberal, left-wing person I know and, like, checking out what they have been saying about this. And besides maybe, like, 4 or 5, every single one was being an unhinged psychopath about this. Or saying some backhanded shit like, this is why we need gun control, which, first of all, we were just watching a whole bunch of people celebrate killing someone over political differences. You are never taking our guns now. That is not happening.
Here's the thing, right? And it's probably because I grew up around, gang activities. Is that the word you want to talk about? Is that how I'm going to say it? With gang affiliated people. Trust me, if you have gun control, I'm just going to say it this way, they'll find a way to get it. You're saying this as if it will end it all and everyone will be unarmed. No. You know what's the thing about criminals? They don't follow the law anyway. So if they really would want to, they probably can. Right? Especially since we're so close to, or we could always have different ways of having it imported. It's like I saw my first at like 13, 14. And the guy who had it was maybe like a year or two older than me. Like, you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? And they would always have them around. Like, people have these things, legal or not.
Like I was in the middle of the ocean. I was trying to, like, grasp onto a flotation device, checking all of these accounts for their take, like, be normal, be normal. Nothing. Nobody. I'm just drowning in a sea of evil, apparently. Maybe I was just blind up until now. Maybe they changed. Maybe I changed. Is everyone going crazy or am I going crazy? I don't know. All I know is it is clear how they reacted to this is how they would react to me, my family, my friends, you, your family, your friends, that have ever stepped out of line from the nebulous, ever-changing definition of progressive. These are people I thought were level-headed. They were left-wing, but, like, they were one of the good ones. Like, you can joke with them, they weren't those, like, woke SJWs. Like, they were cool, we can disagree and still be friends. Your friend wouldn't celebrate you being murdered, of course. But if they would celebrate an exact clone of you that wasn't you, that had all the same opinions, or some of the opinions that you have, if they would celebrate that clone being murdered, they're not your friend. I'm friends with people who are friends with Charlie, and I see how they are completely broken about this. Seeing them like this, and then at the same time my other friends posting shit like
this is why I don't really keep a lot of online friends, and why I have friends that I grew up with that I can hit up and just be like, yo, let's go hang out. Obviously, we're all older now, so this isn't how it would be, right? My friends are getting married. Some of them are having kids. Some of them have a ton of kids, and they've turned their life around for their better. But, I know the people that I have will be at my funeral that aren't online. For online, I know maybe a handful, and those are people that I've known for like 10 years. But it's like, this is why like, I have my own purity test, and that purity test is loyalty. And sometimes, like, it's just so hard to find that online when we're separated from a screen, right? Like had something happened to me, and obviously nowadays people would be, they would go to the police and stuff like that, right? That's totally fine. But at a certain point in my life, they would ride out, right? Like, had that guy not gotten found, they would have found him. And those who I know are my real friends. The people who wouldn't have abandoned me. And it's a terrible thing to see. Like, I have a friend online who, he's a professional hater, and I see him hanging around, or I wouldn't even say he's my boy as much as he was, like, when we were first coming up in VTubing, like, when we were making TikToks and stuff like that. But I see him being against, and just being so, he's not who I remembered meeting, and that's a terrible feeling, right? That's something I hate seeing. And like I said, man, maybe the streets were just different. Maybe the streets just raised me differently.
Rip bozo. It's just sick. It's just sick shit. Personally, I would rather live in a world full of Charlie Kirks who would sit down and debate than a world full of people who agree with me but would murder people who don't. Because if it's now normalized to just murder people who disagree with you politically, we don't have a society. Like, that's it. It's over. But some of these people in...
Also, I'm not gonna lie, if I were to put my money on who would win that, I probably wouldn't put it on the progressives. I'd probably put it on the people who aren't from guns, and they are more comfortable with it. Like, they have a lot of guns. I would probably put my money on them than the progressives. The progressives got someone who was not paying attention and not expecting it. I'm just saying statistically. I like statistics, and I like strategies. I'm just saying, bro.
In particular, like, why the fuck are you celebrating? You! They think you're a fucking Nazi too. They'll make a nice compilation of all the hot takes you've had over the years and spread it around to justify your murder.
This is why I've kind of been speed running, giving hot takes, and, like, you know, I'm getting blocked by people like Niara VT and Nbinted and stuff like that. And then I'm finding people that I've been blocked by on Twitter and stuff like that, because I want it to be known front and center. Like, I don't do, like, this is why I hate the word coded, right? Like, this is this coded, that's that coded. I am nothing coded because, or I don't do dog whistles because I'm not a pussy. If I have an opinion, I'm gonna say it to you because I stand firm in what I believe. I don't do coded language. I'm gonna tell you what it is, but that's not just gonna mean that I'm just some soulless, heartless thing. I'm just gonna give you my opinion full out. That's just all that means. So if you ask me an opinion like, oh, how was the weather today? I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, it's because you suck. I'm just gonna be like, oh, it was all right. Kind of hot, honestly. And then, you know, I kind of wish it was a little bit cooler now that it's like September. Like, that's what I mean I'm gonna do when I say that I'm gonna give my opinion.
You don't get it, do you? We are all Charlie Kirk. I have been doing this for 11 years. I have been harassed, doxxed, threatened, whatever, you name it, for 11 years by the left. And it hasn't moved me an inch because that's not how politics works. That's lunch table politics. I've talked about this before. People on your side being mean to you doesn't mean you overnight change your opinions on, like, healthcare. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
I still have all my economic left opinions. I'm for strong social safety nets, workers' rights, unions, wealth caps, whatever. That has not changed.
I
This is not
believe
me
in that stuff
leaving
too.
the left.
I'm a
because,
union man myself.
frankly, I don't even know how to do that. This is me and many, many people looking around us at our so-called allies and realizing that even though we might share some, like, political opinions, we fundamentally do not have the same values or morals. And are we really allies if we agree on, like, taxes, but don't agree on the sanctity of human life? I don't know. The way we view death now is just crazy. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with the desensitization, in part thanks to the internet. You used to have to go out of your way to see gore and stuff like that, and now you're just scrolling through Twitter and you see someone set on fire if someone gets stabbed on a train. Jesus. And when someone like Charlie dies, it's not even real to people anymore. Like, it's like a movie or show. Oh, that character died?
It kind of doesn't feel real because I've been getting so much of his content on TikTok, and he was just there like a week ago. Something like that doesn't feel real, right? Like, this is someone I didn't know in real life. Like, when you lose someone in real life and they're not there the next day, that's how you know that's real, right? When you talk to someone and the next day they're just gone, that's when that's real.
Good, I hated that character. Like, no, that was a real human being with a family and kids, actually. Like, that was someone's son. The internet has turned real people into nothing but cartoon characters that disappear when you close an app. I remember for years people would be like, oh, when you have kids, you'll change your mind on XYZ. And I was like, no, that's not gonna happen, no. And they were right. Almost overnight, you stop being so selfish, nihilistic. You stop having utopian fantasies of wanting to live in a post-capitalist society. And all you want is for the world to be safe. For the world to be safe and normal. And all that matters is your family and your community. And then your country, and then the world, you know? But we can't save the world, you can't. But you can save the people around you. Yeah. You can't say to these people who are celebrating this and
that's why I hated when people were like, oh, what about Gaza? What about Palestine? Now that Charlie passed, it's like, I don't know what you thought. I don't know what you think I am. I can't help those people. I'm one guy. I'm trying my best. First of all, like, I mean, like, I have so much more that I worry about first, and it's all around, and it's all the people around me, and then my community, and then my people, and then my country, and then it's probably a few other things, and then I have time to worry about what's going on around the world, because it's just, there's just so much we have to worry about before. Like, people who don't, like, I see the people who really want to make it about that, and it's like, it seems like they don't have things at home that they have to worry about, or at least that's what I think. And I know that's unfair to say, because obviously I do hope for an end to all war, right? Like, I hope people find peace, because I'm not a heartless person. And, you know, when you hear about these war-torn places, it breaks your heart. But it's like, I can't stop doing what I'm doing. The people depend on me. I can't stop for people who don't depend on me.
Justifying this, you can't say, what if that was your dad or your brother getting killed for their opinions, because they've already cut those people off. They've already cut those people off out of their lives.
Right.
And posting videos and pictures of Charlie's wife and young kids will not move these people at all. Because they hate their lives. They hate their families. They are atomized bug people. They are the unfortunate product of modern society. And I feel bad for them. I do. I pity them, and I wish I could help them.
Same.
But I have bugman fatigue. And for the people who will come at me...
I wonder what happened in their lives to put them on that path. But I'm not gonna save them. They're beyond saving, and they're beyond my saving, right? I can't help them when people act like that, so it's just better to steer clear of people like that.
Blind rage with a list of all of Charlie Kirk's, like, biggest hits to convince me that I should hate him and should not mourn him. If you thought what Charlie Kirk said is wrong, you could have debated him. He was one of the few people left willing to do that, and now he's gone. Charlie was a fan of free speech, but I'm worried whoever comes after Charlie won't be. Like, even from a political standpoint, not even a personal human standpoint, why are you celebrating, like, the most popular college Gen Z political pundit dying? Like, why are you celebrating him becoming a martyr? Say goodbye to that young male vote. All the liberal Joe Rogans in the world.
That's what
are
I'm
not
saying.
fixing this.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What was the plan? What was the end goal? You couldn't tell me you're hoping to get people on your side. You're not that stupid, are you? Are you? I'm genuinely asking.
Hope for the sake of this country that political violence does not become normalized, does not become a thing. I really don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see retaliation. I don't want to see us fall into a civil war. I don't know. This has all been extremely blackpilling. I think I'm gonna take a break from politics. I don't know. I'm a YouTuber. Like, I'm not a political pundit, right? I'm not. My goal here, my purpose here is to entertain, is to make people laugh. That is what I'm going to do. That is what I will continue to do. The news cycle will move on. The world will move on. Charlie Kirk's kids won't move on. His daughter won't move on. His daughter does not have a dad anymore. And that fucking sucks. That sucks. I don't know what else to say. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my crash out. If you're new here, my videos usually are not like this. They're actually nothing like this. They have music in the back. They're fun. They're goofy. Things are just not fun and goofy right now. But I promise you the next video will be. Yeah, thank you for your attention to this matter. Bye.
The reason why I had avoided this so long was because I knew, or like when it happened and I thought about it, I knew a lot of unpleasant memories and stuff was gonna arise, and I'm thinking about it now, and it's just it really is just bringing back unfortunate memories. And so I'd rather just end this video now. You know, it is kind of long. I hope you guys stuck in there, but chat, let me know how you guys feel in the comment section down below. I probably won't put an outro to this. I'll just probably end it right here. Chat, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you gamers and the next one. Take care of each other, please. Look out for each other, and please, for the love of God, just listen to each other. That's all I really have to say. Goodbye.